Hi everyone, it's Rivka Malka and I'm here at the Sinai in Daba. We're in Cape Town. This is the second Sinai in Daba. Electric air, Torah learning everywhere, incredible speakers, and me, and best of all, the chief rabbi and Rebbitzin, whose company I have so enjoyed. And we're taking a break in between sessions, and I thought, what an opportunity to speak with the chief rabbi, and more importantly, to have him speak to all of you, if you're on YouTube, on Facebook, on Torah Anytime, and really gain from his wisdom. He's out here in Africa, and somehow his impact is felt all over the world. If you have heard of the Shabbos Project, then you know exactly what I mean. If you haven't, it's time to hear of it and go look it up. I'm going to turn the camera towards the Chief Rabbi so that he can speak directly to you for the remainder of this conversation. And I'm just going to be asking him some questions so that we can learn and gain encouragement as leaders. And when I opened up this conversation with the Rabbi, I told him I feel that we're in a time where everyone is discovering a leadership within themselves. And people want to rise as leaders, and he has shown the courage and the vision, and we can all learn from that. So hang out with me for just a minute. I'm going to introduce you to the Chief Rabbi, Rabbi Warren Goldstein. And there he is. I'm actually going to pick up my camera. Rabbi Goldstein.
Hi.
Hi. So can you tell us, what are your responsibilities as a Chief Rabbi?
Well, I've been Chief Rabbi in South Africa now for more than 13 and a half years. It's been really a privilege. It's the part of my responsibilities are to provide the macro leadership for the community from a perspective of Torah, and to lead and to guide the community in accordance with Torah values, and that has multiple different applications and expressions, and it's been an awesome privilege because it's such a special and unique Jewish community that my wife and I have enjoyed so much. The engagement with the community. Of course, some days are harder than other days, but overall, it's been such an awesome privilege, and I think that's an important thing to view leadership as really as a privilege and as an opportunity. There's and a sense of service of what one can do for other people. There's an amazing passage in the Gemara where the Gemara says that one of the great sages talking to their disciples who've taken on leadership positions, and he says there, Lo srara ani noisen lachem ela avdus. I'm not giving you power, but service. And that's the essence of what leadership is all about. It's not about exercising power. It's about service. It's about giving to others. It's about what you can do for others. And I think in that respect, it resonates a lot with what you said, this idea of leadership, that we can all be leaders. I think it's a very powerful idea.
Thank you. That's the dream, is to be of service and to bring Torah values to all of South Africa.
Yeah, and to all Jews all around the world, I think that's a responsibility that we all share. You see, this is an interesting thing. There's, that always strikes me about Torah, that on the one hand, there's a concept of, should I be looking into the camera? Do you want me to look into the camera?
Yeah.
Okay. So look at all the wonderful people out there.
Exactly. They want to hear.
Okay, so on the one hand, the Torah is full of leadership structures where there's a sense of, there are leadership positions, there are rabbis and there are kohanim and all different kind of leaders who are given official position within Judaism. On the other hand, Torah is very skeptical of the notion of leadership. Because it's very democratic. Everyone can access Hashem. You don't have to go through another person. When we dive into Hashem, we say Baruch Atah. So we address Hashem in the second person. We don't have to go through somebody else. In fact, we're not allowed to, in terms of the 13 principles of faith, you're not allowed to dive into Hashem through anybody. We have access to learning. Everyone has access to learning. There were times, like in the Middle Ages, where the church tried to hold on to the power of literacy, so that would only be the clergy who would be literate. But actually, from a Torah perspective, everyone needs to be literate. Torah tzivanu Moshe Morasha Kilas Yaakov, where a child learns that pasuk from the moment that they can speak, and to read and to write and to learn is part of Jewish heritage. So we want everyone to have direct access to Hashem. So there is this sense of skepticism about hierarchies and about having to go through another person. So how do we put this together, that on the one hand the Torah has leadership structures, on the other hand it's skeptical and very democratic and wants like complete access? And I think that part of the answer is this, that we're all called upon to be leaders. There isn't a group of leaders, because the Torah, when you talk about leaders, then you're talking about followers. So and then you're creating two groups of people, leaders and followers. We actually are all called upon to be leaders. It's just that those with official leadership positions have a wider circle of influence, but actually every single one of us is called upon to be a leader, to make a difference to the world, to make the world into a better place. And by becoming leaders ourselves, we can make that world into a better place. You see it in the first mission in Pirkei Avos, where it says, "V'hamidu talmidim harbeg," raise up many students. And the Tiferes Yisrael says in his commentary on the Mishnah that refers to each and every single Jew, that we're all called upon to teach as many people as possible. Obviously, we have to do it with integrity, and we can't claim and pretend to have knowledge we don't have. But every one of us has something to teach and to share with the people around us, and we shouldn't think of ourselves, well, we're just the followers and the consumers of wisdom. We need to spread wisdom and spread light and to spread Torah. That becomes such an important part of who we are. And you know where that leadership actually starts? The first person we lead is ourselves. We need to become better people in ourselves and have that internal integrity ourselves, and from there to go in ever expanding circles of influence to the people around us. And every single one of us, we influence ourselves, then our spouse, then our children, then our parents, then our brothers and sisters, and our friends, and our community, and then our society, and then the world, and we're ever expanding circles of influence. In other words, if there's a Torah paradigm of leadership, I would say it's not leadership from the top down or leadership from the bottom up. Torah leadership is from the inside out. We lead ourselves, and then we lead all the people around us, and every single one of us. So there are official leadership structures, and those leadership people in those positions have a wider circle of influence, but every single one of us is qualitatively a leader, and we need to embrace that. And it's such an inspiring and empowering way to live, to be a leader in yourself, and then to expand from there and to reach out to the people around. If we all take responsibility, then we can truly make this world into a better place.
I have a question about that. It's fantastic. So my husband is always talking about leadership, and exactly what you're saying, just step into it. And then there's this very human thing called fear and self-limiting beliefs, where I feel, I could lead a couple of people, but not so many, not the whole world, certainly the whole Africa. So what has allowed the chief rabbi to expand his circle of his belief in himself as a messenger of Hashem, that his circle of influence can be that wide?
You know what? I think it's about having faith in Hashem and His Torah and in Klal Yisrael and the Jewish people. In other words, it's saying like this: we believe that Hashem created the most perfect, beautiful Torah. It's the greatest thing in the world, and that He looked into the Torah and created the world. And so it's the blueprint for all of existence, and the blueprint for all of existence for all time. It's like Rav Mordechai Pinchas Tice from Elizabeth, New Jersey, used to say, the Torah speaks in the language of tomorrow. It's always got a message which is relevant and current and powerful. And then on the other hand, there is the Am Yisrael, the Jewish people, who have a natural connection to Torah, and that every single one of us resonates with the messages that are within the Torah. So if we really have faith in Hashem, and really have faith in His Torah, and really have faith in His people, and you put all of that together, then we become optimists about the Jewish future, because we're saying we can actually create an amazing thing together. And that was part of the magic of the Shabbos Project, was saying that Shabbos is the most incredible gift in the world. And there's a natural resonance. So all that we need to do is link this incredible gift in the world with the incredible people in the world, and then you're going to have magic that's going to be created from that. But it's all about really, do we truly believe with optimism and faith in Hashem, in His Torah, and in Klal Yisrael.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's getting down to the truth.
Yes.
Past everything. Got it. Do you have time for 2 more questions?
Yes, sure.
Okay, great. What can you say to the people of the world who are not Jewish, who are looking towards the Jewish people or looking towards the Torah? What is your message for them?
I think the Torah has a message for the entire world as part of our tradition, that when the world was destroyed by a flood, after the flood, Hashem made a covenant with all of humanity, and the symbol of that covenant is the rainbow. Actually, South Africa is called the Rainbow Nation. And so, the power of the rainbow representing the diversity of people all around the world. But, the rainbow's colors come from the original white light, which is Hashem himself. And so the source of all of the diversity in this world and the source of the magnificence of human beings in this world is Hashem, is God himself. And that's what it says in the Mishnah in Pirkei Avot, in the Ethics of Our Fathers. It says, Chaviv ha'adam shenivra b'tzelem, beloved is the human being created in God's image. And that God has a covenant and a relationship with all of humanity goes to the essence of what Judaism is about. And we taught that with that covenant that God made with Noah and with his children, there's a covenant that was made with all of humanity, and it makes up the moral foundations of that covenant are what we call the 7 Noahide laws that provide the framework for the interaction and that relationship between all human beings and God. And that some of the elements of those Noahide laws are things like belief in God. It's about compassion towards animals. It's about establishing a system of justice and fairness within society. It's about the basic laws of sexual morality and the basic laws of respect for property and for other human beings and for the life and liberty of other human beings. And these principles, these Noahide principles, actually form the foundations of human civilization. And that's become such an important and relevant message. And I would encourage people to study more about the Noahide laws. There's a lot of material which is available, and through that covenant of the rainbow, we can truly connect with our Father in heaven.
Stunning. Thank you so much. And I want to finish off by asking you, what message do you want to give to leaders and laymen?
Well, look, I think that it's a message that we are all partners. In life you can achieve nothing on your own. The very first thing that God said when he created the first man is, one of the very first things he said is, Lo tov heyot adam levado, it's not good for man to be alone. That as human beings, we need each other to create great things in this world. And if we work together as partners of each other and partners with Hashem, then we can achieve great things, because each of us has unique talents. And that's what the Mishnah in Sanhedrin says, that a person is obliged to say, the world is created for me, that one human being is an entire world. That is something which is so magnificent and so special, and we need to believe in our own greatness. Rav Chaim Shmulevitz, one of our great sages of the 20th century, teaches that the key to achieving moral greatness is to believe in our innate specialness and our innate greatness. And if we can do that, then there is no limit to what we can achieve, but we need to believe in ourselves. Not only must we have faith in God, we must have faith in ourselves, because God believes in us, and we must feel God's faith and his trust in us and his love for us, and from that we can achieve the greatness that we were destined to achieve.
Thank you very much.
It's a great pleasure. Lovely to talk to you.
It was an absolute treat. Thank you. So I hope that you enjoyed listening to the Chief Rabbi Goldstein. I hope that you look up the Shabbos Project. I hope that you slow down this video to listen to what Rabbi Goldstein is saying. There was so much in that. Each message was its own gem. So just slow it down and find the message that you need to hear. We're in the presence of greatness. Sorry, Rabbi, I know that's uncomfortable, but we're in the presence of greatness, and this entire event is greatness. It's showing that anything is possible when you believe in Hashem, and when you believe in the Jewish people and in yourself as an agent of Hashem, and in the truth of the Torah and its efficacy to change lives. So thank you for joining us today, and wishing you all the best.